everybody. I always say this is my favorite day of the week because finally the weather is so beautiful outside. And Lorene, you always bring the most beautiful things from Millcreek Garden. What are we talking about today?
Well, we'd like to talk about how fragrant some things can be. And right now the iris are starting to bloom in the garden. And that just reminds me of my grandmother. It smells like candy.
It smells like a sweet tart. That's amazing.
Yeah, and this is a jasmine. They're tropical, but you can grow them in your garden. They will bloom all summer long, and it has like a gardenia fragrance. But you know, it's Mother's Day this week, so get ready for Mom on Sunday and treat her well. We have a lot of delicious things to share with your mom. At the very beginning there, we have a succulent garden, and those are just awesome. It's for a dry, sunny space. If you're kind of concerned about not watering enough, or you just want something unusual, those succulent gardens are beautiful. And then the geraniums I brought because they're so easy. Geraniums are really tough and hardy, and they don't require as much water if you don't water as often as maybe you should or feel like you should. They're pretty forgiving. But when you water your container gardens, you want to make sure you water them really thoroughly and get them nice and heavy each time.
Nisha, I'm glad that we talked about geraniums and not needing a lot of care and water. That's perfect for you. Speaking of geraniums, last week on the 99 cents each. That is such a great deal. I'm planting mine this weekend. Is that okay?
Yes, they're in 4-inch pots. A lot of them are in bud and bloom. We have just a few colors left and a lot of red. So come on down for those. Through the weekend we'll have them. We also have some gorgeous mixed baskets here. Of course, this is the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. It's very colorful. This one here is also a mixed basket. Has some verbena in it and the purple Calibrachoa million bells, and then some red petunias that are the super petunias that are really trailing. They'll get down 2 or 3 feet by the end of the season.
That's awesome. How long will these last, like into August? Will they still be pretty?
They will bloom all summer long if you give them adequate water and fertilize them every week or two with a water-soluble fertilizer like the Fertilome blooming and rooting I showed last week on the program.
Okay. And what about this up here? I'm super excited about that.
This is that raspberry shortcake. It's a bush form raspberry. Gives normal size raspberries in the middle of the summer. It can go great in containers, and it's a fun gift for children or the family.
Or moms.
Or moms, yes. Okay, one of our favorites this time of year is the Twist and Shout hydrangea and also the Endless Summer hydrangea. This will bloom for you all summer long, goes in partial shade. Speaking of shade, we have a lot of shade perennials here. We have a lot of ferns, and we have some beautiful plants that are perfect for the shade. This one here is called Jacob's Ladder. It has this light sky blue flower on it with variegated foliage. In the fall, it actually goes pink. Because of the cold weather, you can still see there's pink left in those margins. This is an anemone that blooms in the springtime. You may be familiar with the ones that bloom in the fall, but this one's a spring bloomer. We also have some ladies' mantle here, and I love this one because if you can see the water droplets, they just shine like little jewels on that leaf, and you can even get some that are size maybe ½ inch when it's just watered. So they are bright for the garden. Something here that's red foliaged.
You know what? Speaking of that one, I'm thinking if you like Bedazzled and you want to throw that in your garden, that's the one to get, right?
Well, bling. It gives you some bling.
Okay,
this
bling.
one here is called Pye Weed, and it has the red foliage to it. It looks like a small flowering shrub, grows 2 to 3 feet tall with white flowers in the summertime. It's really stunning, and then it does die down in the wintertime because it's herbaceous.
Okay. What's down here that's so darn pretty?
This Ito Peony, they are so fabulous. It was bred in the 40s by a man named Mr. Ito. He's Japanese. About 20 years ago, another man picked that up, and they have bred them. And these will bloom in the springtime. It's a cross between a regular peony and a tree peony. The flowers are 4, 5, 6 inches across, and it is just stunning. It becomes a 2 to 3 foot flowering shrub for you every summer.
Are those easy to grow in Utah? Can you do that?
They're easy, and they're very, very hardy.
All right, real quick, I want to get to your tropical things.
Okay, we have some tropical vines here. The Mandevilla vine, and they will bloom all summer like crazy. You can expect that to trail maybe 6 to 12 feet this season. We also have the, what is that one from California you talked about?
That's a bougainvillea.
A bougainvillea, yes, and we have those in several colors, and those will trail and vine and be bushy for you. Just don't overwater them because they are sun lovers and they don't like to be too wet.
Okay, we need to get to the question of the week. The question is, can I plant my tender plants, my impatiens and things that are a little sensitive right now? Is it okay to plant them?
Okay, the forecast says yes, but that doesn't mean we won't get a few more frosts. Put them out if you're daring. Otherwise, wait till about the middle of the month and watch the forecast. Impatiens and begonias don't like the cold weather. Basil doesn't like it. Also, if you're growing your own and you have them inside, gradually put them outside to acclimate them so that they don't get sunburned and get out in this cold.
Okay, you realize we're almost in the middle of the month.
I realize that, but every day counts, and if you put them out too soon and they get a little bit burned, it's hard to get them to come back.
They're not probably going to come back. So then you'll need to go back to Millcreek Garden. As a matter of fact, what's going on there this weekend at Millcreek besides all this fun stuff?
Wow, we have lots of hydrangeas there in the courtyard. We have a fresh shipment of Japanese maples, a new group of large conifers that would be pine, spruce, and fir, especially some columnar ones like the Cupersina spruce. They're beautiful. Come see our dwarf conifers also. Lots of tomatoes and vegetable starts and full range of annual and perennial color.
It is the weekend for getting that stuff ready for your garden. As a matter of fact, don't forget about the question. Just Facebook Millcreek Gardens with your question, and if it's chosen, you're going to get a special gift card. Also, don't remember that you can just go out there. Go out there on tomorrow's going to be fun. It's going to be a big field day for a lot of people because it is endless walking of gorgeousness all right there. Things smell good. Your people that work there are awesome. They are very, very helpful.
We shop the world for plants. They come from all over the world. So come to Millcreek Gardens today.
There you go. Go to our website, abc4.com/goodthingsutah. We will link you right there to Millcreek Gardens and all this information.